I'm on. All right. Already, isn't it? Already. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. It is so good to have you all here. This is Hi-Larity. This is the third worshiping experience that this church offers. And this worship experience, the offering to the Lord, is through humor. And we're so glad to have you guys. It's good for those of us who've been doing Hi-Larity, especially during the pandemic. There was nobody ever here because we couldn't let anybody in here, and we just had to trust that what we were doing was okay. And it's good to have people in the room on this evening. So our theme for tonight is it's good to be back. That's it. Togetherness, good to be back is our theme. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to open with the word of prayer, and then we're going to begin running some very funny folks through on this evening. So let's pray. Lord, we thank you today for your blessings, all that you have done, this great opportunity that you have afforded to us to be able to be here in your house, to be able to worship in this way. We are so thankful. We're thankful for those who are with us in person, for those who are watching us online. We are just glad, oh Lord, to be here, to be able to relax and to do some laughing on tonight. So use us as you will, and it's in your name we pray. Amen and amen. Well, let me begin by simply saying thanks to all of you who have been praying for me and giving me great words of encouragement because of this hip replacement surgery. I am incredibly grateful and thankful, and it is going well. The surgery was a success. My physical therapist trying to kill me as best as they can, but I understand that's their job to try to make things hard for me, and they are really good at their jobs, definitely. But that is going well. I'm ahead of schedule is what I have been told as far as this hip replacement recovery is concerned. But I have been asked by many people, Perrin, I may have to do that too. Do you have any advice for me? Anything that you want to share that may help me during this process? I say the same thing all the time. Remain faithful. You have to remain faithful. And then don't tell anybody that you're having the surgery until you have had it. I can't tell you the number of folks who have had horror stories for me about surgeries when I told them about this one. I mean, no one had anything good to say. Nothing at all. You know, everybody knew somebody who had a surgery, something like this, and it went terribly wrong. So nothing positive in that regard. But what was worse? Family. Family. Oh, they were the worst. Oh, my goodness. My Aunt Joyce called. My Aunt Joyce always goes to everybody's funeral. That's what she does. She wants to go to everybody's funeral. She called and she said, Perrin, Perrin, I heard that you're going under the knife for this hip. Lord Jesus. I just want you to know that I already got my bus ticket. I'm on my way. I'm going to meet with Terry. We're going to find a nice suit for you to wear and a good picture to put in the newspaper for you. Hey, Joyce, I don't think I'm going to die. I think I'm going to make it out just fine. You don't know that. You don't know that. My good friend Myrtle, she just went on a friendly drive. She took a wrong turn, ended up in a minefield, and she never came out. You don't know. Lord Jesus, I miss Myrtle. So, parent, I'm coming. I will be there. And when I get there, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of Terry. Oh, and those babies. What they gonna do without their daddy? Just pray for me, Aunt Joyce. That's all. Then Cousin Lou called. Lou, how can I put this nicely? Lou's a bum. He is a bum. Lou is a bum. He's a worrisome bum. He doesn't have anything. He's always asking. But Lou called. He said, cuz, man, yo, I heard you going into the hospital for a little hip operation. I heard it's going to be rough. You know, you're going to have to make some changes, and I just want to know what you're going to do with your car. What you gonna do with your? It's a nice ride. I mean, what you gonna do with that car? I mean, you don't want it sitting outside the front of your house while you're laid up in the house. What you gonna do with that car? I said, Lou, I think I'll be okay. The doctor said I'll be home for about a week or so. After I get off my pain meds, I'll be able to drive, and I think I'll be all right. Who said that? Who told you that? My doctor told me that. Man, that's what he's supposed to say. You're going to be laid up at least 8 months. You're not coming out the house. So you might as well let me have that car. You don't want your wife worrying about who's going to be driving that car. You might as well let me. Look, and I'm not going to go too many places. Look, I'm going to go to work. I'm coming to church. You know I'm going to go to church. I'm going to go to the store and to the casino. And that's the only places that I'm going to be going in your car. By the way, did I ever tell you that I stopped drinking? Lou. But Lou wasn't the worst. Lou wasn't the worst. Uncle William was the worst. Uncle William, okay, so he calls. And Uncle William is hard of hearing, so you got to say everything loudly to him. Otherwise, he misses and messes everything up. So Uncle William called. He said, Nephew. Lou told me what's going on over there. You got some kind of surgical procedure that you got to work through. Speaking of which, you need to let Lou have your car. You need to stop acting like that. We family. We take care of each other. Give Lou your car. But the only thing I want to know, nephew, did you sign anything? Did you sign something? I said, huh? Did you put your name on any documents that you cannot take your name off of? Did you sign anything? I signed the consent forms. I had to sign those. Oh, boy, now they got you. There's nothing you can do about it. They got you. Oh, my goodness, they're going to take everything that you own. Why would you put your name on some stuff like that? Well, I had to. It's a hospital, and they want me to. Look, I'm going to tell you who's going to really hurt you. It's that anti-sneesiologist. That's who's going to really. Anesthesiologist, Uncle William? Yeah, him. He's going to charge you a house note for what he's got to do. Now, let me tell you something. Had you called me, I could have met you at the hospital. I'd have hit you in the back of the head with a bowling ball. What you got? You're knocked out, just like that anti-sneezologist is going to do, and it would have been for free. But it's too late now, boy, because you signed the papers. You put your name, on the papers. Now, what is it that you're going to be actually having? Well, Uncle William, it's a hip replacement surgery. A lip replacement surgery. A lip replacement? That's the dumbest thing out. They're going to give you a new mouth? No, Uncle William. It's a hip replacement surgery. A chip replacement surgery. They're going to charge you money to change from Tostitos to Doritos to Pringles? Kind of foolishness is that? No, Uncle William. A hip replacement, a hip replacement surgery. Oh, they really got you. Sign your name on the papers. They really got you now. Let me tell you something. You remember that co-worker of mine named Petey? Petey used to work with me down at the plant. No, Uncle William. You remember Petey? No, what was Petey's last name? We don't use last names. That's how people get in your business. We don't use last names on the job. Petey needed a hip replacement surgery, and let me tell you something. They did it right there on the job. Chester and Reese took Peter to the back, took about 30 minutes, gave him a hip replacement surgery right there on the job. But it didn't last, because as soon as he went to the bathroom, his hip fell off in the commode. Couldn't use the bathroom for a whole week, son. I'm so sorry about that. I'll be praying for you. So that's my advice. Remain faithful. Remain faithful, and don't tell anybody that you're having surgery until it's done, until it's over. You all, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you, thank you. So glad that you all are here on this evening. We're going to have a lot of fun. Our first comic for tonight is our own Kevin Parmer. So you all put your hands together as Kevin comes.
Good evening. All right, welcome back. Glad to see everybody. Good to see. Hi, Pete. It's good. It's good to see Perrin back too. He's up and moving around. Still pretty funny. Pretty funny, right? Now, when he gets that funny bone replaced, then we're going to be in business. But no, it's really good to be back. Hope everybody's healthy and happy and feeling well and staying well and, getting back to what's new. What's old is now new. So, I worried about a lot of people because you don't see them for a long time. And I was just telling Pete, I said, I see people now on TV and I see the back of their heads and we try and guess who they are. And so, but, you start saying, well, have we heard of, from so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And I thought, especially we did have the Hi-Larity where we were here with no audience, and that was pretty tough. Luckily, we had Dorada with his great laugh, so it took up a good chunk. So that helped. That helped tremendously. We're very thankful. But who I really, really worried about was the worship and the leadership team of this church, right? I meing, they are the ones that are used to being in front of people, preaching, singing, trying to singing. So they're doing what they can. So, they've got to be just having the jitters, right? I mean, they're just shaking. So it was really, Terry had told me that she caught Perrin with the hairbrush in front of the mirror, working on his sermons. He's got to do what he's got to do. I mean, it's tough. There's nobody to bounce it off of. So, I figured that eventually what would happen is that it would start to take over their everyday tasks. And so I was thinking about Leanne, the director of youth and children's ministries. I was thinking about Dorada, the director of music ministries. And I was thinking about Reverend Dr. Perrin Rice, our senior pastor. And I said, what are they going to do? Everyday tasks. I said, what would happen if they went through the drive-thru? What would that sound like? Here's what it's going to sound like. We'll start with Leanne. It'll be the shortest. Leanne's going to pull up, and she's going to be blaring Dolly Parton. I just found out about this today, and Dorada told me it's even worse than we had hoped for. It's a terminal case of Dolly Parton is what she's got, from what I hear. So it goes something like this.
Welcome. Can I take your order?
Well, hello, friend.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like a hamburger, please.
Would you like some fries?
Yes, please.
What would you like to drink?
Well, typically I pour myself a cup of ambition, but a lemonade would work.
Yes, ma'am. Can I get a name for that order?
Yes, friend. My license says Leanne, but my friends call me Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. Now that all goes pretty smooth for her. I mean, pretty straightforward, nice and smooth. However, since she converts all of her paycheck to coins for the children's spare change, a lot of times what happens is her food gets cold by the time she finishes paying out. Who's next? Hey, Dorada. This is the way it goes for Dorada.
Hello?
Yes, for those of you that might not know me, my name is Dorada Rubel Asbel, the Director of Music Ministries. And I would like you to know why I chose this order today.
Okay.
I've selected the following for today's order. First, I will choose options 1, 2, 3, and 5. For the, I would like options 1, 2, 3, and 5 for the Rock of My Soul in the Bosom of Abraham burger. Next, I would like some onion rings. I would like that all of them are in the shape of my mouth when I hit that perfect B flat. Oh. And for my drink, I will be selecting iced tea. For though the heart is hungry, my spirit isn't the only thing that doth thirst. And I'm gonna interject something here. I got a little confession. I'm jealous. I'm extremely jealous of Dorada. He has got that awesome hairline over there. And, I know, right? He's got awesome music and instrumental skills. That's awesome. But that hairline. He could go, get a haircut, go through the drive-thru, and need another haircut by the time he gets his order. It's not fair, man. I know it. It's not fair. Not fair. Still jealous. Me, jealous of you. And then lastly, oh, poor Perrin. Terry takes the hairbrush out of his hand. It's Terry's hairbrush. She takes the hairbrush out of his hand. She's like, just go. Go get some food. Go get some food. Now, you might not know this about Perrin. He likes to eat. He likes food. So, Perrin's is going to be a little different when he goes. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than these other ones we had, right? There's a little bit more talking, a little bit more, adding stuff. So, this is the way it usually goes with Perrin. Pulls up. Nobody answers. Yeah. Anybody there? Hello, somebody.
Yes, sir. First, could you remove your over-the-ear mic? We're getting a lot of feedback. And secondly, what can I get you?
I'm so glad you asked. And this I saith unto you, go forth and prepare me a hamburger of your finest fatted calf. Add some cheese. Proceed to the fryer such that you begotten. You better be getting me some fries. And lastly, I leave you with this. Like Moses, strike a rock upon the stone until Dr. Pepper flows in abundance. And build me a vessel 70 cubits by 80 cubits high by 60 cubits deep to contain it.
Sir, you're thinking about the McFish loaves across the street? We only have a large.
Okay, well, at least make sure my cup runneth over. But that's not where it ends for Perrin, right? So he gets his order, he's jazzed, he's going, pulls up and starts to think real hard, and he's like, wait a minute. Wallet check, wallet check. And then he is very thankful. We're all thankful when we get food, but Perrin's very thankful. He pulls over in the parking lot, he says a little prayer, he puts the food down, he sits there and he says, Lord, make me less so I can eat more. And I leave you with this today. It has been said that man cannot live by bread alone. But if you add 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, then you're on the right path. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. You know, he's going to have to be baptized again for this one. I think something went wrong with that first one. Wonderful, wonderful job, wonderful job. We've got more. Ray, are you ready? All right, you all put your hands together for Ray Cox.
I'll use whichever one works, that's fine. I can't believe, oh my gosh, when I agreed to do this back when, I didn't know y'all would be so good. Golly, because I've never done this before, anything like this. But I have talked a lot in front of churches. I started back when I was back in just a few years ago. 1970 really is when I first started my first church. And I've been a Baptist up until recently. I tried to be an Episcopalian for a while. Came here for a little while, and then God convicted me, and I went back and I'm a Baptist. That's all there is to it. One of the weird things about Baptists is, you know, for baptism, we just don't do a little hair washing or put a little water behind the ears or something. We dunk them. And if you go to a Baptist church, you know how they have the tank where it belongs, where God ordained it to be, on the wall, up high. Well, it took a while to get it up there, but at any rate, that's where the baptistry ought to be. But you know, way back in the day, it was a lot of fun. Think about it. You have dinner on the grounds. It's hot. Typically, maybe you're by a lake or a stream or something like that. And the kids want to get in the water anyway, so you might as well get out there and dunk them. And besides that, you know, God told us, you know, he spoke to Billy Graham and to W.A. Criswell and told them when they gave the King James Version of the Bible that baptism means hold them under till they bubble, which is why we don't baptize infants, by the way. That might not work very well, you know, if you hold them under till they bubble. But that's supposed to be what baptism means. You hold them under till they bubble. So, but yeah, I will tell you a little more about baptizing kids later on. But yeah, back in the day, they did it out by the creek or whatever. And then they started deciding to do it inside. Now, they started doing it on Sunday nights. And most people don't know this is true. The reason Baptist churches still in rural communities today have church on Sunday night is actually because of the WPA. Because there'd be a little crossroads community with a church and a post office and a school or something like that. That would be where they would send the electric lights, the electric poles and the electric lines to first. And one of the first, and I actually served in a church where this was true, they told about it. The first building in the community would be the church. Then everybody had to come back at night and see the miracle of the electric light bulb over the preachers in the room. You know, it's hanging down by 2 wires and it'd blow in the breeze and the room would do. Can you imagine by the time you got to the end of the service, everybody's going, you don't have to go drinking because you already are drunk anyway. So, but somebody said in this beautiful atmosphere, the evening, the cool of the darkness outside, and let's baptize inside. And so, back in those days, they picked up some boards off of the floor, and it was dirt. So they just basically brought a horse trough in, put it under the floor. Preacher would preach. They'd pick up those boards, fill it up with water, and have some baptizing. And that was the way it worked. And then, you had to really enhance the mood. So they'd hang a barbed wire across and put some sheets up right behind it to make it beautiful white back. And also that gave you a place to change after you got soaking wet because you were baptized, right? So y'all may have heard about, this one night they had to baptize Miss Jones, Sister Jones. She'd been a Methodist for years and years and finally came to her right senses, walked the aisle, and it was time to baptize her. So Sunday night comes along, name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, and she's baptized and slips around behind that sheet. Then there's Sam. Sam met a really nice girl that was a Baptist, and she basically said, if you don't walk the aisle, so he did, and now he's about to be baptized. There's only one thing. As he was stepping into the water, he slipped. And instead of grabbing for the preacher, he grabbed for that sheet. And well, Miss Jones, she looked up and was going, and she was bare naked in front of everybody. So she ran out the door in a towel and hadn't been to a Baptist church since. In fact, I heard she joined a Presbyterian church in the next town. So, so yeah. And those early days, a lot of times they built their own baptistry. Now, the first church I served in, they did have the baptistry up on the wall over the choir, behind the choir where it belonged, and so forth. But I do remember we were about to start the service, and one of the deacons came out and said, you need to do this quick. And I was going, huh? I said, we're just going to sing one hymn, then do baptism. And they said, well, make it a quick hymn. And I was going, what in the world? And sure enough, at the end of the first verse, there was water running down. Because they had built the baptistry themselves out of plywood and fiberglassed it. But when they put the weight of the water in there, it broke all the seams apart, and water was running down there. So that pastor, I tell you what, it was like, here you go, in the name of the Father, next, let's go. And he baptized 3 or 4 people in about 30 seconds. So they could get out there, and then we had to sing a while, showers of blessing, and all that stuff while they mopped up the water down the aisle. So I had to think of some appropriate songs, of course. So that was the very first church I was at. Later on, I was at a church outside of Longview, serving with an interim pastor. You know what an interim pastor is. So, we had 2 or 3 decisions, and he said, I think, Ray, it's time for us to have baptism. We've got about 3 people that need to be baptized. Let's do it. I said, okay. And he said, I'm not familiar with all the setup here, so why don't you take care of getting the baptistry filled and all that and have that ready. Well, I taught school actually right around the corner, so I came back by one day and on Friday, and we couldn't figure out how to turn on the water. Was the first thing, so I had to call the former pastor and say, David, how do I do this? And he said, we just flip that switch. And sure enough, there's a company in Jacksonville, Texas that makes jacuzzis, but they also just happen to make baptistry equipment and all that, so they had it figured out. We got the water in there and came by on Sunday morning, and I went up and checked, and the water was warm, the heater was running, and it was just as nice as it could be. And after the service, the interim pastor says, did you happen to notice, are there some hip waders up there? And I said, yeah, because if you didn't know, the way the pastors do it, they don't actually get in the water. They'll put on hip waders, put on their baptismal robes, then they get down in the water, baptize people. That way they can come out, they don't have to change clothes or anything, they can come right out and start preaching. And that was the plan that night. We sang some songs, we had the offertory, and we turned around, he had the baptismal service, baptized 3 or 4 people. It's my turn, we're gonna sing some songs. So we sing, showers of blessing, and shall we gather at the river, and all these songs, but it's just supposed to be like one hymn, because all he has to do is put his shoes back on and come on out and preach. But we sing a song and another song, then one more song, and then on about the 4th song, he finally comes out. He's got on a pair of tennis shoes that obviously he's used for mowing the grass. They're all grass, dirty jeans, and half of his shirt is wet up to here. And he's going, Ray, let's take those waders and put them in the trash. Because he said, I got up in there and the hip waders filled up with water. And he said, that wasn't the problem, because I knew I'd have these old dirty clothes out in the car. The problem was, have you ever tried to climb stairs with hip waders full of water? He said, I like to never got my first foot up. Then he said, I went to go to the second step and I had to let all the water run out to be able to move on up. So most of the time I've been just trying to get out of the baptistry. So, he proceeded to tell some stories. Well, he talked about how he had been pastor at a place where he had several professional football players join. He's about this tall, and they'd come down into the water, and he's going, in the name of the Father and the Son, and figure out how to get these guys under the water. It just, was a problem. But you remember I told you the baptistry is supposed to be up there in the back and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes we baptize kids. So I was at a church down in South Texas, and we had Bible school. And we had several kids make professions of faith and walk the aisle right after Bible school, which is a great thing. That's exactly what that should happen. And there was a brother and sister in particular we'd been praying for. The father actually worked for Otis Elevator in a little country town where there were no elevators. But it was a great place for him to work, but he was out of town a lot. So he worked it out so he could be in town and be there to see his kids get baptized. It's a wonderful thing. So it's a Sunday morning, and he's looking for these two kids to come with their parents, and they're not there, And we started at 11 o'clock. The clock in the tower in the courthouse across the street struck 11. We started. Because when the clock struck 12, half of those people back there would get up and walk out. You think I'm kidding, I am not. At 12 o'clock, they left. When they heard that bell, that was it. So, because they had family in other churches that they had to go meet. But anyway, don't know that I blame him. But anyway, so he didn't get to meet, though, because the kids and the parents showed up like at about 5 till 11. He didn't get to meet with them and explain to them all about what to do. That this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take my handkerchief and put it over your mouth and all that. He's going like, well, we'll just try it out. So we have the opening hymn. And by the time we finish the opening hymn, he's in the water. Dim the lights. Man, we made it dramatic. Let me tell you what. Spotlights on him, and he goes, and in the name of the Father, and blah, blah, and amen. And we started baptism. Little sister comes down first, and she's just as happy as she can be. She walks down in the water. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost, I now pronounce you. No, I baptize you. Wait, okay, whatever. Anyway, and he baptizes the girl, and she just goes right on about. And here's the young man, about 9 years old, and he reaches up for him, and that young man goes, no! They forgot to tell anybody he was scared of the water, never had been swimming, never was going to go swimming again. And he was like, no, I'm not doing this. And he says, what am I going to do? No, you have to. And no, I'm not doing this. Well, if you'd known Bob Hurston, the pastor there, he grabbed that kid by the arm and pulled him into the water. And that kid's going, no, the whole time. And he says, in the name of the Father, whoosh, and that kid walked on the water when he left out. He just arose to walk in newness of life right on top of the water and walked out, and he's gone and probably never been back to church again. Then we stand to sing the next hymn, and I noticed 3 guys got up and left. They were soaking wet because that kid had flailed water all over everywhere. So anyway, that's my stories about baptisms. There's more I could tell, but you don't want to hear any of them. I tell you what, before long, y'all are going to figure out I didn't get to practice this very much. You know how preachers are. If they don't get to prepare much, they keep rambling. And that's so when the sermon goes long, it's because there wasn't a lot of study done. So, y'all, I shouldn't have let you in on that secret. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, parent. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. My fault. I'm sorry. So anyway. All right, but thank you very much.
I'm always prepared. I tell you what, thank you, Ray. That was great. That was wonderful. Wonderful job. Wonderful job. I was almost a Baptist. Almost. I came close to being a Baptist. I was getting ready to get dunked, and I noticed there was a ring around the pool. I came and joined the Presbyterian church, so there's no rings here. But friends, I am so excited about our next two comics that are getting ready to come up. Yes, I made an attempt at stand-up comedy many, many years ago, thinking that I was going to be able to do it and do it well, and it just was not really what the Lord had in store for me. But there was a place here in Dallas that would allow me to come and to perform as often as I wanted to. Matter of fact, that's where Dee Dee and I met. 30 years ago? Along that line. But nevertheless, the place is called the Backdoor Comedy Showcase. It is still here in Dallas. It is one of the best comedy clubs here in the city of Dallas. And I am so thrilled tonight to have one of the co-owners of the Backdoor Comedy Showcase here to perform on this evening. So please, my friends, put your hands together for Jan Norton.
Okay, thank you, Perrin. Well, thank you guys for having me here. I'm glad to be here. Hey, I grew up in the Presbyterian Church. Casalinda over there, right there, Garland. I was sprinkled. So that y'all know what I'm talking about there, okay? Of course, I remember everything. No, okay. Now, I'm glad to be here. It's a big day for me. I'm celebrating, so I'll share it with you guys. I finally ran out of shampoo and conditioner at the same time. It's a big day. I can change brands. Finally, it's like shampoo, conditioner, conditioner, shampoo, conditioner, shampoo, conditioner. Ooh, it's a party. I've been watching my YouTube videos. You can tell. Well, be careful. I'll jump up and do the splits for you. I watched Simone Biles last night. Scared you, didn't I? Okay. So, anyway, we'd need somebody to heal me then. Okay. So, anyway, the shampoo conditioner thing, that's primarily a girl thing, isn't it? Because, yeah, some of you guys are looking at me like, yeah, not you there. I'm leaving you out of this conversation. Some of the guys are looking at me like, what the heck is she talking about? But this has been more like a guy thing. If I gone, today I ran out of shampoo. I just reached under the sink and grabbed the Palmolive. Lava. Ajax. It does not matter, you're men, you're resourceful. I admire that trait, I do. One time, my boyfriend, he couldn't find the Pam. He fried an egg in WD-40. Look, got rid of that little squeaking handle. He was proud of himself. So I've been concerned about our national economy. One of our problems as a nation, we don't make anything. We're just a bunch of consumers. And it's true. Go online. Look at all the clothes. Everything's made in some third world country. Got this shirt the other day, reading the little label in the back. It's made in Bangladesh. It says, wash in cold river. Dry on flat rock. I will be out at Lake Ray Hubbard tomorrow doing my laundry. You can just drive by, give me a little wave. Okay. Hey, do you ever get those little bags with like strings and buttons in your shirt? Do you keep them? Could you find them if you needed to? Well, there you go. I know. Nobody can. Nobody keeps them. I think they should put some, I get the point, it's leftovers, so they just stick them in a bag. But I know what they should do. They should put something more useful, like a snack. Some peanuts, candy, something I could use. Hey, a little dental floss. Next time I'm at a barbecue, I will be popular. Hey, I got the floss. Okay. So I've got this neighbor of mine, Miss Arnold. She's 90 years old. She won't let me forget it. And she's always got chores for me to do. I do not mind helping her, but she won't ever ask me. She's just dropping little hints. Sure would be nice if I had someone to help me mow this yard. You know I'm 90 years old. Okay, Miss Arnold, I got it. I got you covered. But she really uses that 90-year-old thing. If I wasn't 90 years old, I could take my trash out every day. You know now that I'm 90 years old, I cannot get up there and clean out my gutters. Okay, if I wasn't 90 years old, Miss Arnold, could I see your ID, please? But she's sweet, though. She does stuff for me. Like, she insists she wanted to wrap all my presents for me. She insisted. And I thought, well, that's okay. That's good. She's like, I've got the paper. I've got the boxes. She's not kidding. She has a whole room just full of boxes. That's all it is. It's boxes. So then I go over there to get my presents, and they were beautiful. She did a great job. So I get all my gifts, and I go over to my little family get-together. I walk in. Everybody's like, those are so pretty. Did you do those yourself? Yeah. And then Uncle Harry's unwrapping his present. It's in a Tampax box. I'm thinking, how long had she had that box? And then the next thing I'm thinking is, oh no, all these people, they all think that I wrapped that present. I did not do that. So anyway, I decided I should take a CPR class with Miss Arnold being my neighbor and all. Has anybody taken one lately? No? They've changed it up. Anyway, if you haven't, last time I was a Girl Scout. I took my CPR class, and so you counted when you did the compressions. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. Different. Nobody counts the same, and so people were just dying. They couldn't figure out what number or how to count. So they came up with a song. Do y'all know the song? That's it. Staying alive, staying alive. Ooh, 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 ooh. Staying alive, staying alive. Perfect. So I'm ready to do my checkout, right? So here I am. I got my little dummy right in front of me, this doll they give you. I tilt his head back. I clear out his airway, ready to start my compressions. I can't remember the song. Bee Gees, more than a woman, more than a woman to me. My dummy died, so there you go. So we got any married people? And I know you guys. Any other married people, you guys? Okay, where'd y'all meet? What? A runningevent.com? Is that what you said? No, a runningevent.com? A runningevent.com? Okay, never mind. Okay. No, my friends are all trying to get me to do the online dating, so I don't know. And they keep recommending there's this one place, it's called Plenty of Fish. I don't know if you've heard of that one. I don't want to do anything called Plenty of Fish. Sorry, no. There's a new one I want to try, though. It is called Whole Lot of Dogs. That is for people with low expectations. So I'm thinking one of the good things about like online dating, eliminate some of the stupid like pickup lines you get when you're out in public. Like one time I had this guy, he came up to me and goes, I can't stay away from you. I'm a magnet. Great. I could look like a refrigerator. So I hate first dates. They're awkward and weird. Perrin, where'd you go on your first date? Where'd he take you? Something to eat? Perrin. You know, he's gained weight since I last saw him. No, I don't like to go out to eat on a first date because if it's not working out, then you're just staring at each other and you gotta talk. It's just not working. I would rather, no, I used to like to go to a movie because that's nice and safe. Not too much can go wrong. And then if we're not hitting it off, then I didn't waste my evening. I saw a movie. I was entertained. But one time I went out with this guy. I had no idea. He's one of those loud breathers. I'm not kidding. Whistling nostrils. I can't hear the movie. Too busy playing. Name that tune. Trying to find a way to ask this guy, could you stop breathing? So, wasn't my worst date. One time I went out with this guy, I really wanted to impress him, spent the entire day at the mall shopping, looking for just the right outfit. It's a girl thing, right? I was proud of myself too, because I am walking through the room, I can see, I got my peripheral vision going. Everybody's looking at me and they're smiling. I'm thinking, oh, I look good. And then I realized, after I feel a little breeze back here, that the hem of my skirt was now tucked up at my waist. And I had just proudly mooned an entire restaurant. Not the look I was going for. So, but we have disaster clothes, don't we, ladies? And I'm cursed, I'm jinxed, I can plan ahead, I can prepare. One time, I had this like really cute sleeveless outfit. Okay, I'm not gonna have any tacky bra strap thing come creeping down my shoulders. I got this strapless bra. Well, this thing has like cast iron cups. And then the entire bra, it just starts scooching down. I now have multiple breasts. Here I am, I'm on a job interview and I'm looking like a German shepherd. Are you hiring? No, I don't. So they have another online site called farmersonly.com. Has anybody heard of that one? I don't need a farmer, but you know, I could use a good mechanic. I want mechanics only. You agree, don't you? Mechanicsonly.com. Yes, because I'm bad with my car. I put things off. I'm terrible. Recently, though, I had some repair work done, though. I had this, like, short in my electrical system. My horn's just going off arbitrarily. And, of course, you know, I'm driving down the road. It's just a beep, 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 beep. Now I have to wave at everybody so they don't get mad at me. Beep, 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 beep. And, of course, it always happens at a busy intersection. I'm stuck. I can't go anywhere. My horn starts blaring. And you can really anger an entire intersection. Everybody but the homeless guy. Now, he's excited because he thinks I'm being generous. Money, 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 money. Get away from me. They don't know it's me yet. Please, go, 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 go. Not too hard to figure out which one the idiot is because I'm the only one doing that. So they're laughing, they're pointing. It's her, that one there, that one over there, there she is. I'm going to give you guys some advice if this ever happens to you. All you got to do, you just try and blend. Who's honking the horn? Is that you over there? And that works great, except there was this one night, it's like 2 a.m. and there's nobody on the road. There's me and there's like this one pickup truck full of cowboys with a bumper sticker that says, honk if you're lonely. I'm dating a cowboy now. No, okay. Who's a single lady in here? Any single ladies? No? I was going to say, okay. Well, what do you think? Where would you go on what do you like to do on say, a date? What's a fun thing? Yeah. What? Oh, an arcade. Okay. Well, I don't know, whatever. I had this guy who wanted to go horseback riding one time. Does that sound like fun? No? Not too adventurous here. There you go, that's good. I thought horseback riding would be something fun and crazy. I was all excited, but I had no idea we'd get to the stable. Do you know how they decide what kind of horse they're going to give you? They weigh you. Yes, I was not exactly thrilled with having my weight become public knowledge on a first date. And to make it worse, I'm in line behind the teeniest, tiniest little women. Like, there's one right there. Also very short women. And they're getting their horses, Daisy and Snowball. Because I can see it now. I'm going to like step up on the scale, and the guy's going to go, hey, Earl, saddle up, old forklift. No, thank you. I'm coming back later. Okay, you ready for me to do the splits now? You don't think I can do them? Well, I don't know. Let's see how far I can go down and still get back up. Do you think I can get back up? Do you think you will help me? Well, let's just go ahead and go on down there. Yes. Simone Biles, you have nothing on me. Okay, well, that's my part of the show. I do need a forklift at this point to get me up. Okay, I'm going to get out of here, but do you want me to do this, Perrin, or you want to come up, Becca? Okay, Perrin's coming up now. I'm through. I'm going to pick up my mess. Whoa, thank you guys are great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jan. Jan Norton, you all. Now, to my understanding, I think that the show at the Backdoor Comedy Showcase tonight is full, but you can go to the website and be able to reserve for other shows that they have there. They got a lot of great comedians there, so you definitely will be thrilled. And also, you get a chance to see Jan again, and of course, the other co-worker, the other co-owner, Linda Stockner, and you'll get a chance to see our final comedian for this evening. He is no stranger here at the Lake Highlands Presbyterian Church. He thrilled us the last time, matter of fact, to the degree that many of you said, when's he coming back? And then COVID came and messed up everything. But now COVID is on the run, and we got him back, y'all. So put your hands together for Dee Dee Ingram.
I am back, just like a bad cold. I came back to see you guys here at the church, man. I'm glad I saw everybody performing, man. I'm just sitting back there just cracking up because I'm going, first of all, I never invite this young man over here out with me to a restaurant and hear me order. I don't never want to be a part of his set, man. And Perrin was talking about having a hip surgery and how your family be tripping when they know you're having hip surgery. It's like if my uncle would have called me and asked me about my car, I was like, you know what? You can't drive my car. Don't come by and look at my car. Don't even talk about my car. nephew called talking about, I'll take care of it. What you need to take care of is getting you a job so you can get your own car. So you had to come by my house. And my man was talking about the preacher with the hip waiter boots on. You know, coming out the baptism with all the water in his boot. First of all, if you baptize me and you got hip waders on, when I come up, I'm splashing everybody in there. You're going to have to change your clothes anyway. I mean, that gives a whole new meaning, man, to wade in the water. He got to wait. He got a hip boots, man, full of water, man. People are talking about signing paperwork, and when you go through a procedure, you have to sign paperwork. Two things you got to have is insurance and a signature to sign the paperwork, because if you don't sign the paperwork, you're not going to get the surgery, and you'll be walking around like this the rest of your life. So you have to sign the paperwork, right? And then this is the thing, the paperwork that I sign is the one that, do you want to be resuscitated? You bet your life I want to be resuscitated. You know, because some people sign to me, if I pass, just let me pass. No, I want to come back. I know Jesus ain't here, but somebody lay hands on me and pray. You tell me, how long do you want them to try to resuscitate? I want them to have a team of resuscitators. In case somebody get tired, it'd be like in wrestling. They tag out and somebody else come in and start working on me. I'm just saying, don't give up. I want to come back. You know, when I die, I want to be an old man. I want you to resuscitate me till there's nothing left but a skeleton down there, bones just jiggling. You didn't call somebody, could we get some skin off of that last patient that died and put it? Don't let me go, man. I'm not ready to go just yet, man. Funerals, man. Somebody was talking about funerals earlier, man. I don't know how funerals go for my Caucasian friends. I think I've been to one funeral, and y'all are really calm at funerals. I mean, y'all kind of cry a little bit, you know, got your head. You know why y'all so calm? Because y'all got insurance. You know, y'all not worried about it. Y'all ain't worried about anything. Everything is paid for me. At our funerals, man, it's a whole different. First of all, when we die, phones start ringing. They be calling relatives to me how much you got on it. I don't got nothing on it. I don't know who this person is. I never seen them. Never seen them in my life, man. And we be hollering and screaming all kind of crazy stuff at funerals that we don't mean. You know, like you pass the casket and some old black person is talking, oh, Lord Jesus, no, not Jimmy. If you're going to take anybody, take me, Lord. You know they don't mean that. You know, what if God decided to honor that request, right? That'd be a whole different scenario, right? You know, God be like, tap you on the shoulders like, we heard your prayers. We going to bring Jimmy back. We going to take you. I was at a funeral. We act a fool. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We act a fool at funerals. You know what's so crazy about us acting a fool at a funerals? Do y'all have repasts at funerals? You know, you go by and have the dinner after the funeral. You know, people are so calm at the repast that you wonder if they were even at the funeral. Because they're so calm. And I'm like, okay, man, they got everything all twisted. Funerals would go so much better if you had the repast before the final viewing. That way, if they're thinking about is that a 2-piece and a pepper? They go deep with us. 2-piece, that a 2-piece and a pepper? You got your red drink over here. It ain't even red, so just red drink. It could be Coca-Cola, long as it's red. Long as it's red, we are okay, man. I don't know why I'm talking about funerals and Coca-Cola and red soda and stuff, man. Jan, see, I be listening when I'm back there in the back because I don't have no jokes. That's why, you know, you gave away a secret, so I'm rambling. That means I was not prepared. So I'm up in here rambling and stuff, trying to figure out what I'm going to say for these jokes. Jan was talking about running out of shampoo and conditioner at the same time. That's never a problem with a man, because even if we ran out of something and we had a little left or whatever, we just change brands anyway. What we have left over become bubble bath. Bubble bath or something, man. We're not gonna go get no WD-40 and hose ourselves down. Now we in a bathtub with little rainbows. We are not gonna do that, man. I'll tell you. I understand First Lady like country music. You like country music? There was somebody, okay, I just want, okay. I didn't have no joke. I was just going to sing really badly. Because I listen to everybody, go figure, I listen to country music, man. One of my favorite country music singers is a guy named Kane Brown. And he mentioned that I'm going to the back door. And I do, one side is comedy, other side is karaoke. So whenever I go do the karaoke, I always do this Kane Brown. So I'm not going to do it for y'all since y'all don't do country music. And I'm just so, keep on going with these ramblings, you know. I'm so glad, you know what? I came in, I didn't have a mask, and they were nice enough to give me one, you know, and you know what a mask will do? Okay, first I'll tell you what a mask, before I tell you that, one of my pet peeves is I can't stand people with bad breath. Because people with bad breath act like they don't know their stuff stink, right? And you be trying to give them some clues and stuff, be like, hey, man, you want some double mint? Nah. What about some Tic Tacs, players? Only 3.5 calories. And they were like, no, I'm all right. No, I don't need. I said, hey, man, I got some peppermints in my pocket with your name written all over them. They'll tell you, I'm all right. No, you're not. You ever have somebody talk to you, breath smell so bad it'll make you hold your breath? But you try to act like you're still breathing while they talking to you. They be talking to you, be like, you got to, hey man, you got something to say to me, you need to write that down. I can't hang, player. You're killing me up in here. So back to the mask. You know, I say I can't stand people. The mask, I don't know what it does for preventing germs and stuff. I bet if I went at you, it's not stopping there, just spreading. You know, instead of it going straight, it's all that mask anyway. But what the mask will do is cause you to know what's wrong with you. So I know a couple of y'all, myself included, will have to hand out some apologies at some point. Because the first time I put the mask on, like, ooh, somebody was breathing on this. I ain't want to accept responsibility. Somebody was breathing on this. You gave me a bad mask. I can't be wearing this mask, man. I don't know. I'm just, you know, I don't know who was talking about. Somebody, was that you, brother? They were talking about with the perfect line edge up or whatever. That's not perfect because you can see a line. This is a perfect. That's perfect right there, right? My brother right here, that's perfect. When you can't see no line, that's a perfect line right there, man. I remember when I first started going bald, man, most people are in denial, man. They try to do these haircuts and blend it in, and I know. I'm not growing no chili bowl on the top of my head, so when it rains, I have a water reservoir. I'm not doing none of that. Soon as one strand came up missing, I shaved my head. Better mess around, you know, walking around looking like Red Fox. No. I love life. I love it. I'm 58 years old. I'm 58. I'll be 59 pretty soon, man. One of the things I appreciate about growing old is that every day I'm alive, man, I'm just thankful. But I can't do things now, parent. I can't do things now like when I was young. Like there were certain things that I was not afraid of when I was young. Like falling down, no fear of falling, because I get back up. At 58 on the way down, I see my whole life flash before my eyes. You know, I be falling, everything flashed before me. Like, I got to get my life right with Jesus before I hit the ground. Before I hit the ground. This might be my last fall. It'd be my last fall, man. Other things, man, when you reach a particular age, like when you young people, young lady, y'all go to the doctor. The doctor try to figure out what's wrong with you. When you young, tongue depressor, do this, and I'm stretched. They do all that. When you old, they give you stuff. You think I'm lying? Stub your toe and go to the hospital. I stubbed my toe a couple of years ago, went to the hospital. I'm like, hey, like, what's wrong? I'm like, I stubbed my toe. Can I get some pain medication? That's all I wanted, some pain medication. And so they took an x-ray, didn't find nothing, and said, like, okay, we believe you have got. I said, I believe I have pain in my toe from stubbing it. Can I get some pain medication, man? And they like it when you have insurance and stuff. Because when I walked in, mind you, I walked in, but apparently I was not able to walk out. And I know I wasn't able to walk out because they offered me crutches. I'm like, I can walk back out. If you give me the pain medication, I'll make it back out. And they say, we will give you the pain medication, but we need to give you these crutches that are on sale. Your insurance will cover it. And so I took the crutches. And It's good to have crutches, man, because you can use them even if you don't need them. Like you park in a handicapped spot, man, and you don't have that sticker on the back of your truck. Hey, you don't have no sticker. You see I'm not all right. Give me a sticker, man. I've never, well, I'm in the church. I did, well, my mom, my mom had a handicap sticker that I would utilize from time to time because I'm lazy. You know, I don't want to walk that far. I do now for health reasons, man, because I'm trying to stay in shape, and so I'll go ahead and park at the end of the parking lot and walk in. Plus, I don't want nobody to hit my vehicle. You know, if you park somewhere close, somebody gonna hit your vehicle, they gonna scratch it, hit it with a shopping cart. But if you park at the back, ain't nobody back there but you. So I park at the back, man. I know, I told y'all this. I'm been married to my beautiful wife, 17 years. We married 17 years. We have 4 kids. Married 17 years, 4 kids, ages 35, 34, 33, 25. Don't do the math, it's not adding up. I'm just saying here's what our wife, you know, this is BC. What's why my wife and I realized before we got married, the kids will ruin your relationship. So we went ahead and had our kids, then we got married. We got married because we didn't want no problems in the relationship, so we went ahead and had our kids first and got that out the way. My youngest daughter graduated from the University of North Texas not long ago. She graduated from the uni, and we were so excited. We were so excited when she walked across the podium. We were so excited when she walked across the podium. We met her with luggage. Say, baby girl, I don't know where you're going. You can't come home tonight. Our job is done. Go west, young lady, go west. Plus, if you decide to come by the house, you need to call us. You just can't walk through the door like you used to when you lived there. Call us. I'm telling you what, you walk through that door, if you want to, you're going to discover how you got here. I'm just saying you need to give us a phone call before you come by the house. You know, cause ain't nothing like being free. An empty nester, stuff. I ain't got to worry about nothing, man. I got grandkids now, and I can treat them the way I would never treat my kids. You know, you growing up, your parents wouldn't let you have stuff, man. You angry at them forever. But when you got grandkids, you can give your grandkids all the stuff you wouldn't give your kids. And now they looking at your kids like they evil. My grandkids ask me for anything, I give it to them. Papa, can I have? Yeah, you can have whatever. I never let them have candy while they over there, though, man, because they like, bing, bing, bing. I can't do that, man. I'm 58. I can't run. You know, I can't catch them. I can't do nothing. I'm not a cowboy, but if I had a rope, I would lasso the kid because I'm not chasing the kid. But on the way home, I would give them as much candy as they want. I load them up on it and drive around with them in the truck with them. You know, hey, go ahead and get all this in you before you get home. I don't want to leave no evidence. I don't want you getting out of my vehicle going. Get on, they be acting crazy with kids. Like, did you give them some? No, I did not. Did not. I don't know why they acting the way they. You know them some very good children when they was at my house. Very, very, very obedient and docile. I don't know, what is you doing to these kids? Maybe they don't like you. Maybe that's why they're acting a fool at your house, you know. I don't know about y'all, man, but it's hot up in the air, man. Y'all need to, y'all need to pass that collection plate before I come next time. So y'all can get some air. I got the melanin and I'm designed for heat, but not heat with light beaming down on me. This is a whole different kind of heat. My man was talking about the baptismal supposed to be above. Could you imagine